never ceases to amaze me, the things that political candidates will lie about. It's like, do you not think that people are going to find out about these things? It's really stunning to me. And then also there's this added layer of, do people care? Have we just let standards slip so much for who runs for public office that we're like, meh, that's not the worst lie that's ever been told. So this is something we've been looking into for a couple months. I'll admit it kind of got pushed to the back burner, which will become relevant in a moment. But we were watching the debate yesterday, or was it Monday, for Tuesday? What, Nicole, what day is it? Is it Thursday? We were watching the debate this week for...
I think it was yesterday.
Was it? Yeah. For Attorney General of Washington State. And the candidates were being introduced, and when State Senator Manka Dhingra, who's a pretty far left Democrat who's running for AG, was introduced, my ears perked up a little bit. Here is that moment.
Manka Dhingra is here, a senior deputy prosecuting attorney in King County and a deputy majority leader in the Washington Senate.
Yeah, interesting. Can you play it one more time for me, Nicole? One more time.
Manka Dhingra is here, a senior deputy prosecuting attorney in King County and a deputy majority leader in the Washington Senate.
Senior deputy prosecuting attorney for King County. And that's something that Manka Dhingra has talked about quite a bit, being a prosecutor and all of that. So that seems like a perfectly appropriate way to introduce her, right? I mean, her experience as a prosecuting attorney makes a lot of sense. She's running to become the Attorney General, the state's chief law enforcer. And it wasn't just her being introduced that way at the debate this week. Also in the video voter guides that were put out last week by the state of Washington, she introduced herself in that way. Here it is.
Hi, I am Manka Dhingra, Deputy Majority Leader of the Washington State Senate, Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney with King County, and I'm running to be your next Attorney General.
Gotcha. Okay, just so I heard it correctly, Nicole, can you play that one more time for me?
Hi, I am Manka Dhingra, Deputy Majority Leader of the Washington State Senate, Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney with King County, and I'm running to be your next Attorney General.
Gotcha. Now that would be great. Obviously, that's great experience. She's a current senior deputy prosecuting attorney, introduced that way at the debate, introduced herself that way on the video voter guide, except Manka Dhingra is not a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County. She has not been full-time as a career a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County for the last 7 years. She did a couple short stints in 2019, a couple months in 2021, but since 2021, she hasn't been employed by King County at all in the position of a prosecutor. And again, this hasn't been her full-time career since 2017. So this isn't coming from me or from some anonymous tipster. We confirmed this with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. We sent them an email asking if they could provide us with her work history, and this is what they told us. They said she was employed as a criminal deputy prosecuting attorney from the year 2000 to the year 2017. She then left to run for state senate. She was rehired for just a couple months from June 2019 to November 2019, and then she was rehired on a part-time basis again for just a couple months from July 2021 to October 2021. So again, she hasn't been a full-time career senior deputy prosecuting attorney for 7 years. So why is she in the video voter guide informing voters about who she is and what she does and what her qualifications are? Why is she lying about something that's so easily disprovable? And I'll say, so I got a call about this from somebody with the prosecutor's office who obviously didn't want to go on the record, who said, hey, you should look into this. Manka Dhingra is out there telling everybody she's a senior deputy prosecutor. She hasn't worked here for years. And I thought, no way. Why would she lie about something so dumb that's so easily disprovable? And then all it took was one email from to the King County Prosecutor's Office for Casey McNerthney and their public records team to say, nope, she's not employed with us anymore. Yet today, at least as of 10 minutes ago, on every single one of Manka Dhingra's social media pages, both her official government social media pages and her election pages, Facebook, Twitter, both Twitter accounts, LinkedIn, it says that she is a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Lie, 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 lie. And what would the harm be? This is what I don't get. What would the harm be of just saying former? What would the harm be in just saying former? I'll tell you what the harm is in a moment, but I'll also say this extends beyond her social media pages on both of her About Me sections. Again, on her official Washington State Senate bio and on her campaign site right now for elect Manka Dhingra. Both of them also say she is a current senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County, which is just not true. It's interesting because on the Manka Dhingra for Attorney General page, it says she has been a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County since January of 2000 and is the former chair of the Therapeutic Alternative Unit. Okay, you put former in there for that job. Why would you not put former in there for the prosecuting attorney job? And it is incredibly troublesome that on multiple official government pages, including, like I said, her Twitter account and here on the Washington State Senate Democrats page, that she's lying about what her current job is. One interesting little, this gets into a bit in the weeds, but I want you to know how much we looked into this. So this tip first came to us in February, like early February. And I'll admit I didn't jump on it at the time, except to reach out to the prosecuting attorney's office. And we just said, hey, can you confirm what her work history is for us? A couple days, we went through Internet Archives to see, because look, all of us have had outdated bios. I'm sure you could find an outdated bio for me somewhere floating around on the internet. Like, I don't think that's the crime of the century if you just haven't updated your bio in some time. Obviously, it's different in her case because she was just introduced as a senior deputy prosecuting attorney at the debate. And she also, in her own words, from her own mouth, said she was a senior deputy prosecuting attorney in the video voter guide, which is lying to voters, which is just lying to voters. But there was this interesting, so we went back in Internet Archives and pulled up, over the years, because she's had since 2021 to fix this, right? So she's had 3 years to fix it, which I think is more than enough time to update your bio. And what we found in Internet Archives is that her bio on her state Senate page, for instance, it has been updated several times in different ways throughout the last 3 years. So there were opportunities where someone went in there and updated her bio where they could have updated her job history as well. But a couple days, according to Internet Archives, after we first inquired with the prosecutor's office about this, just like 2 days later, someone went into her state Senate bio and made a slight adjustment. It went from saying, Dingra continues to serve as a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County to Dingra has been a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County since 2000. Now, both of those are false. Has been is still suggests that she continues to be, but you notice that slight change 2 days after we first inquired about it? Isn't that weird to you? If that's why, look, could be a coincidence. I tend to doubt it. But if that's why you changed it, why wouldn't you change it to be actually accurate and say she was a senior deputy prosecuting attorney? Now, here's why this bothers me beyond it's the dumbest lie. It's so easy to disprove, and maybe this is the belief that the media won't do its due diligence. I've seen a couple media reports where she's referred to as a current senior deputy prosecutor attorney, although I also saw one where she was described as a former. So maybe when media outlets do their job and ask her specifically, she tells them that she's not anymore. But this is what bothers me about this. Manka Dhingra has used her career as a prosecutor as some sort of get out of jail free card for her soft on crime policies. Namely, chiefly, over the last 3 years during debates about the police pursuit law. In 2021, Senator Manka Dhingra was a champion of taking away the ability of police officers to pursue violent criminals, dangerous criminals. That law passed, and in the 3 years since then, there have been numerous debates in the Senate, in the media, about fixing that law. It has now been fixed, thankfully, no thanks to Senator Manka Dhingra. But over those 3 years, she always talked about, her experience as a prosecutor. And look, she was a prosecutor, but she, again, has not done that full time since 2017. Well, a lot has happened on the criminal justice front since 2017. The crime crisis wasn't out of control in 2017. She talks a lot about her work in behavioral health in the criminal justice system. We have an out-of-control mental health crisis and drug crisis that didn't exist in this capacity in 2017. So her experience is valid, but it only goes so far. In the last 7 years, so much has changed within that system. Yet she continues to pretend to everyone that she's currently in the trenches, in courtrooms, day in and day out, dealing with criminals, and still believes that we shouldn't let police pursue violent criminals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's beyond just dishonest. It's a lie. And I really believe that it's a lie she continues to tell because, one, she knows that that's a great experience for becoming an attorney general. So she wants voters to believe that she's still working as a prosecutor, day in and day out and dealing with the crime crisis. That's what, in my opinion, she wants people to believe. So there's that part of it, but she also wants to cling to that job title as a way to excuse some of the horrible public safety bills that she has pushed or public safety bills, actual public safety bills, that she has quashed as the chair of the Senate Law and Justice Committee. It's funny because I made a couple phone calls and I was sending texts to people who work with Manka Dhingra in the state Senate and also some folks in political circles. And I just wanted to, I was kind of like floating a balloon like, hey, what's Manka Dhingra's job? Oh, she works in the prosecutor's office. People just believe that because that's what she says. She hasn't. Again, full time. This is the thing that bothers me about it. It was the same with the Semi Bird thing, where it's like, dude, he did a lot for our country. Why lie about things you did when you already did so much? She was a full-time prosecutor for 17 years. That's awesome. That's enough. I'm not making a commentary on whether she was a good prosecutor or not. I don't know in those early days. But you did it for 17 years. Why do you have to inflate and manufacture your current job history? So Nicole has sent an email to the Dingra campaign. Last night, we followed up again this morning. And one of the questions that I asked is, what is her job right now? Because being a state senator is a part-time job. That's a 3-month maybe job out of the year. So what's her job right now? Because why wouldn't she talk about what she's doing right now as opposed to what her full-time job was back in 2017? So, State Senator Manka Dhingra, running to be the state's chief law enforcer, is perfectly fine, as evidenced by the debate this week. I might as well play the clip again. Perfectly fine with people believing that she is currently a senior deputy prosecuting attorney with King County.
Manka Dhingra is here, a senior deputy prosecuting attorney in King County and a deputy majority leader in the Washington Senate.
Yeah, see how she nods her head? Yep, that's me. Yes. that is like me running for chief dog catcher and saying, I am currently a reporter with Fox 13. Like, I haven't been that for 3 years. I would never introduce myself in that way. It makes no sense. I also, by the way, really quickly, and I should see if they've responded in the space that I gave them to respond. The King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, which has been great during all of this, because we checked again with them this week to make sure, hey, you didn't rehire her, right? Because she just put out in her video voter guide that she's a senior deputy prosecuting attorney. They said, no, she still doesn't work for us. So one of the things I asked them this morning, and I'm waiting on comment, is given that you now know she's misrepresenting herself to voters as an employee of your office, do you intend to ask her to stop? I hope the answer is yes, because she's misrepresenting herself as a current King County prosecutor when she isn't. She was. She should just say that. But for some reason, she won't. I don't know about you, but someone who so carelessly lies to the people she wants to serve doesn't belong anywhere near elected office, specifically the office of the Attorney General. We already have a liar in the office of Attorney General. We don't need another one.